call it a comeback, people. Well,
Call it a reboot.
we need to be frigging established before we can be a reboot. So,
It was third time's the charm is what they say, right?
yeah, basically, people, we've been trying to get this podcast off the ground for a little while. We started, oh God, I want to say in 2013, but we recorded in 2015, which you can find, I don't know, at some point on this channel. But basically, we're making a comeback now because there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about in terms of movies. You wanted to talk about some stuff, Andrew?
Yeah, I had some topic to speak about right now, but before I start, Brian, I just want to ask how you're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I kind of realized something before we get into the topic, sidetrack really fast though. I know we're late on this with the whole Super Bowl Sunday,
Yeah.
but I just realized something, and I don't think you're not really into sports, right? Like, I mean, I'm not.
No, I
I'm
can't.
not
I
doing
can't say I am. No.
I'm not into it either. I just watch the big things like I'm supposed to. But I realized the reason why everyone hates the Patriots is they're kind of our stereotypical 80s movies, villains. I kind of realized that. You ever notice that?
No, because I don't know jack about the Patriots. I mean, I thought you were going on the tangent of, oh, they're the stereotypical Americans. I'm like, I mean, they're called the
No.
Patriots.
They're like the people we were taught to hate from movies. You know what I mean? You got like Tom Brady, the pretty boy, who's like the leader.
Oh God.
You got like Gronk, the tight end, who's like a complete doofus, who kind of reminds me of the guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
Or
You know, the
more
big
accurate, or more fitting with his name, Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, right. He's like, you're supposed to hate these people, and then you have like Edelman, who's like supposed to be a jackass, who's like a tough little guy who's a jackass.
Yeah.
And you have Bill Belichick, like the priest from Footloose, who just has everything under control. You just can't stand him.
Well, I can't comment on any of this because I don't know anything about the Patriots. All I know is that the Falcons. It was the Falcons, right? I don't even know that.
I think it was the Falcons. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was the Falcons.
Basically, the Falcons lost a huge lead, and it was embarrassing, and the Patriots
It's
won.
like the anticlimactic Karate Kid, basically.
Yeah. Well, which one was that?
You ever seen Karate Kid, the first one?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one
Oh,
with
no, not
Jaden
Jaden
Smith.
We only talk about reboots here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anyway, actually going from Karate Kid, Jaden Smith reboot, which
Oh, boy.
I actually didn't mind that movie. It's actually pretty good to me.
It wasn't a
Uh,
bad movie. It was just very unnecessary.
Right, but I mean, it was done well, and I feel like that's because it's following some sort of formula that I've realized lately. You ever notice there's like this trend going around online through like blogs and YouTube videos? I saw a video on this, like 3 or 4 videos actually on this about like passable movies. I think we've had this conversation before with like Marvel movies.
Oh
Like,
yeah, how they all seem to be falling into a formula, you mean?
yeah, like it's the same formula, and like every single time. I mean, I've mentioned this like we talked about this before, like in person. I always say like Marvel movies are like B+ movies, B movies. You know, they're not B movies in the sense that they're cheesy, but like
Or
if you
the
had to
Jerry
grade-
Seinfeld version.
Yeah, they're more of a. They're just good. They're good.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not great, but they're good. And I feel like we've hit this point where it's like it's nice that movies nowadays have found a rhythm. It's not like 20 years ago where the summer movies were Last Action Hero or Zilla '97 or like
Oh,
all
God.
these shitty like stupid movies that came out during the '90s that people like say thank God like Marvel came around because now we don't get these stupid summer movies. But the difference between then and now is just now it's probably easier to make a good movie and people realize it, and now it's just becoming obvious that everyone knows how to do it.
I mean, we could argue all day about what makes a good movie. I mean,
You're right, it's all subjective.
You also have to realize that there's a lot of bad movies coming out. Like I've heard lots of bad things because people listen. You have to remember that we're not professionals. We're just a couple of guys who really like movies and we like talking about them. So we just said, hey, we might as well put them up online, see what happens. So we're not
Some
like.
comes out.
Yeah, we're not exactly critics, so we haven't seen every movie that comes out. We're just basing this off of what we've seen. And since we have to pay for every movie we go see, we can't see every movie, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't missed a Marvel movie, right?
Not in theaters. The only one I missed
feel like-
was The Incredible Hulk in theaters.
Okay, well
because
then I feel then the
Yeah, go
audience
ahead.
should know that you've never missed a Marvel movie, so you're probably have a better idea or better
Of what
understanding
the
of the
formula
formula.
is, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
recognize
yeah.
it.
Because basically, it even showed in movies like Jurassic World the Marvel formula. I feel like the
Exactly,
Marvel form,
exactly. It's every movie nowadays that has the formula.
basically, Marvel developed this formula that it's not too serious, but it's serious at the same time. The
Hmm.
characters are jokey. We've never had like a dark Marvel movie per se. I mean, the closest we could say was like Iron Man 1 when Marvel was first. I mean, we're talking about movies in the Marvel Cinematic
Right,
Universe,
right.
not
Well, they're the
Spider
ones
Man
that
2002.
I
Yeah.
mean, but like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is basically dominating movies nowadays. You don't see a lot of movies that are, you know, doing something different. It seems like Marvel has set the standard of what movies how movies are being made today.
In
If
a
you catch
way,
my
I
drift.
mean, like I said,
Besides like
it's
the Oscar movies and then the shitty horror movies, like movies made to make money, movies made for a mass audience follow the same formula that Marvel has created, which is good and bad. It was good when Marvel first started, but now it's like becoming a little obvious. You see where
yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
with
yeah.
this?
Like I said, it showed in Jurassic World and also showed in even in The Force Awakens and in Rogue One to an extent, uh,
Exactly. Yeah.
because
Oh yeah, no, definitely Rogue One it showed. I actually just saw that recently. I was avoiding that movie
really,
because yeah, I was avoiding because I didn't want to see. Because okay, again, I've noticed this trend like for a while, and even like last year, I noticed this trend that was happening, and I didn't want to see it happen to Star Wars. I thought Star Wars is a different entity. I didn't feel like every. I get everyone's trying to do a universe, but not every universe has to make the same movie. And I know Star Wars is owned by Disney and Marvel, and they're gonna probably have some. They're working together. They're probably gonna have that, but I didn't want to see it happen to Star Wars. I wanted Star Wars to do its own thing.
yeah. But the thing is, right now, Star Wars is about pleasing the fans. That's because
Which is
we.
what the formula seems to be in the end.
Well,
I
no,
feel.
that's true. But like right now, I think that's because of how the prequels turned out, and we all know how the
Hmm.
prequels were in terms of
Right.
quality. But what I'm
Hey, I still give, Attack of the Clones one of the best clone-based movies in the Star Wars universe.
and I don't like sand, so blow me. Um, but basically, right now Disney is trying to tell people, hey guys, look, we're not George Lucas. We're not gonna fuck it up and do
Hmm.
all this crazy shit with midi chlorians and whatnot. In fact, in one of their, I believe, in one of their recent books in the new canon, it mentioned that the Star Wars people don't exactly know what midi chlorians are. Like they're trying to say, oh yeah, midi chlorians are cells, but we don't know where they come from. Blah 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 blah. They're trying to bring back a mystical element because that's
Right.
what a lot of people complain about. They're trying to be a crowd pleaser, and that's what the formula is nowadays. Because if you watch like Marvel movies, uh, let's see, Godzilla,
Hmm.
uh,
Oh, wait, Godzilla 2014?
yeah, Godzilla 2014,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I didn't enjoy that movie.
in well, it was good. It wasn't
Exactly. See, it was
great.
good.
It was yeah, like I think movies live for moments now. Especially like
I
action
totally
movies,
agree.
because yeah.
I know. I agree with you. You're hitting the nose. I mean, you're hitting the nail around the head. You're right. It is just moments. I don't. And I feel like this is obvious in a lot of the most recent action movies, where it's like Age of Ultron, Batman versus Superman, where it's like iconic things we can put in the trailer, but then throughout the movie it
To
drags
be
on.
fair, Batman vs Superman was a train wreck, so
Right, but like
you
the
know.
movie was really because Marvel found a way to do it correctly. DC is still trying to figure it out, but you see it in Suicide Squad also, where they were trying to get the movie to the moments, but they didn't really do anything in between. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
I mean, just like, yeah, we got character development in a way, but like these moments are going to show it. But it's like you have to work on the in between parts, and I guess that's where the it's a good movie is coming from, where it was like we're remembering the moments that stood out because that's what they're making it,
That's true. That's true.
but we don't
But
remember everything else.
well, see, Marvel has the advantage because they've been around for what is it, almost 10 years? Let's see, Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. That's right,
It's
because it was around the
yeah,
time
so
the Dark Knight came around.
yeah, yeah,
Marvel
yeah.
has the advantage of having established characters. Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk have all been around for almost 10 years in terms of their movie universe, right? So
Right.
we know how they're going to react to certain situations. I felt that their biggest weak point is in villains, where they except Loki, Kingpin.
Well, and that's
Uh,
mostly just because it's a series of movies. They can't do not everyone can be Doc Ock is sympathetic.
oh, that's
Uh,
true.
like you can't do that every movie because then it's just gonna get exhausting. It's just like God, I can't care about all these
Well,
people.
isn't that the whole point of this discussion? Whether or not the formula is getting exhausting?
Well, that's the thing. You can't you can do that if you want, but the thing is, since it's a series, they have to have that character survive and go throughout. So that's why
That's
they're making
true.
these cookie cutter villains that we don't really care too much about because there's another movie coming along, so they're not going to win. So what's the point? And
Yeah.
I mean that's another problem in and in itself that it's just never ending, and it's going to eventually end, but we'll see if it actually ends. Uh,
Yeah,
we'll,
well,
we'll see if they finally jump off or not.
yeah, I know
But
exactly what you mean.
yeah, it's got to get to a point where we care enough to see the next one, but we're not just watching the movie to fill in the blanks for the next one. I feel like these movies are just buying time before we get to the next one, which in a way is true. But I feel like in phase one, what they did with the introductory movies, it felt more impactful that way because we're introduced to all these elements, and
And they
it
all
felt
had
like
a connection.
yes, and it was building up to something. Now we're having like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange that are somewhat connected, but they're really put out there just to test to see if they can get away with these movies. And you lose this sort of connection. You realize, oh, they're just going back to they're just retreading water. They're going back to their old formula, doing it with this movie, trying to see if people are interested in the character. Okay, yeah, we did it. Okay, great. That's like it.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Because Doctor Strange is Iron Man all over again, if you think about it.
it is in a way. It's Iron Man, in that he's a
Magic
very
Iron Man.
yeah, a magic Iron Man.
Yeah.
Uh, but
As
it's
if Iron Man wasn't magical.
oh God, don't get me started on that. But it's magic in that it's the same Iron Man formula. You got a cocky guy who's overconfident, and he gets knocked down a peg or two, or maybe 27, and and he frigging has to become humble and learn about this new power he's been given, or learn about.
Yeah,
You know,
it's also Spider-Man if you think about it.
Spider-Man. There's been so many incarnations of Spider-Man in film
Well, I'm
and
saying
to
just
an
the
extent the
gist of a
comics.
Spider-Man movie. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Just learning to control your powers. Was it with great powers comes great responsibility? It's the same formula.
yeah, I guess that's what.
But
But I guess I get what you're
I'm
saying.
not trying to say that it's just strictly Marvel. I don't want to bash Marvel movies. I feel like every movie lately has figured that formula out. Like any movie that's trying to be a franchise in some way.
Okay, yeah,
You
that's a
know?
better way to put it. Movies that are becoming a franchise,
Yeah, you
not
see
just
this
not
a
just
lot.
generally any movie. Because I'd have to
Yeah.
disagree with you. You have movies coming out like Beauty and the Beast, which I personally think is going to try and break the formula.
See,
Yeah,
with Beauty and the Beast, I don't know what they're doing with Disney with the whole remakes was it live action remakes. I don't know what their whole end game is with that. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, obviously. I mean, it just came out. I
I
still
don't
have
think
to
it
see
even
it.
came out. Let me see
Has it?
right there. It's coming out. Give me a moment to load it. It is coming out on March 17th.
Okay, so it's not coming out for a while.
No,
Which, by
for
the
a
way, March
while. That's like what,
March March
13
17th.
days.
March 17th also is the release date of the Belko project, which I'm actually kind of curious to see because okay, so where I was going with that is even other franchises are doing something kind of like Marvel, where they're following the same formula.
Again,
You
like
know,
two examples that come to my head are Jurassic World and Star Wars.
which I
Because
don't
if
even
you,
know, is Jurassic World trying to be a franchise? Because I see what you're talking about.
they're
There,
not,
it was
they're
fun.
trying to, they're not trying to be a new Marvel-sized franchise, but they're, oh, excuse me. But
Are you-
they're trying to be, yeah, I'm okay. But they're trying to be a new trilogies, which is why you saw a lot of seeds be planted
Right.
for future movies. But they're not going to have a movie about, oh, this is the T-Rex's solo film. This is a story about how the Spinosaurus was born.
Could you,
Yeah,
can you imagine spin-off movies of Jurassic World where we
yeah.
followed the hot dog vendor in his life during the
Or
whole
that guy who took the martinis from the table when the
Yeah, right.
pterosaurs were
What's
attacking.
his story?
Yeah.
Fan service.
Right?
But you know what? I think you really were correct going back when you said you said it's us. It's not us. It's the people making the movies delivering to the fans. And I think you're right. It shows mostly in the Star Wars movies when you say, "Oh, look at the prequels and look what they're doing now." Like they definitely have changed their direction in the sense that they're doing more what the fans complained about.
Yeah,
Uh,
because watch
they're
Force Awakens and you'll see that there is a lot of fan service in that movie.
Yeah.
They,
Well,
you know,
not just Easter eggs fan service, but more like people were complaining about the prequels, like too much practical effects. I mean, too much
CGI. That's
CGI.
exactly what I
Yeah,
was about to say, actually.
yeah. It's like a lot of practical effects. Uh, no more political talk. They brought back the originals. People wanted to see the original. They wanted to see what happened.
Oh, you mean the original actors?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
original trio. They did a lot of what people were complaining about in the prequels.
And to an extent, they did also bring up the whole race issue,
Yeah,
because people were like, "Oh, Star Wars is too white," blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, okay, that's a whole discussion for another day.
I
Actually,
mean, again,
we could do a
it's
whole
the time.
episode
It
about
was the
that.
time it was made in. It was the time it was made in. I don't know. I wouldn't call Star Wars racist. I know that's another discussion, but I
Yeah,
don't know if I'd call Star Wars racist. But
yeah.
again, yeah, a lot of complaints about diversity, but and then they delivered with it. They delivered on it. But if you go back and watch it, like it was a good movie. It was a solid movie. I mean, I loved it when I first saw it, but then rewatching it, I realized it really was I was played in a way. I was like, oh, I see what they
After
did.
the initial hype died down,
Yeah.
is what you're saying, you know?
Yeah, yeah. After like I got over the fact that a new Star Wars movie was released and it was a continuation, which I always wanted, I realized, oh, I got played. They done did me. I
Well,
realized,
personally, I didn't like The Force Awakens from the beginning. Uh,
really. Oh,
Alex,
that's right. Yeah, I remember I talked to you and I was like, blasphemy, but then
it wasn't that I thought it was blasphemy. It was just like, I mean, my opinion coming out was like, it's okay.
yeah,
It's not terrible. It's not, it's harmless. But that's the thing about Star Wars. Star Wars was very risky back in the day, and
yeah,
after the formula was developed, now you can see that they're following it and they're not taking risks anymore.
exactly. Which is what again passable movies are doing. They're taking a risk in the sense where they're going to try here or there, and if it's successful, okay, now in the next movie we'll expand on these little things. But it's the same beats, and I mean, you saw Suicide Squad try to do the same thing. It failed miserably. I don't know when DC's gonna get it right, but
Well,
they tried
the
to
problem with
copy Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, the problem with DC is that well, technically it's Warner Brothers, because
Right.
DC has a lot of hasn't had the same amount of time as Marvel has had to build their cinematic universe.
Mm.
DC started its cinematic universe in 2013. You can argue that the seeds for that universe were planted in Batman Begins and the Dark Knight trilogy, blah blah blah. But basically, their official start was with Man of Steel,
Yeah.
and then they waited a little bit. They waited like 3 years before Batman vs Superman was released, and by that point, I believe that if Batman vs Superman was done in more competent hands, it could have unleashed a whole
Well,
revolution of sorts in terms
but
of
also,
Marvel movies. Because if DC had developed their own formula, it would have caused Marvel to look at their own and say, okay, we need to switch things up. Sort of like how
right.
you once brought up about how Edgar Wright directing Ant-Man would have been, could have shook up the entire Marvel universe.
Right, and that's Ant-Man is one of my complaints. Ant-Man's one that when I don't think I saw Ant-Man in its entirety. I think I was watching pieces of it and I realized I see where it's going. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It was funny. I guess it did do something different with its story. Then again, it was a test movie. They were just testing it out. It was just like Doctor Strange. They weren't committed to it. They wanted to see how it would do with the audience. So I guess you could say it was allowed to take a little more risk. But I saw the same formula in Ant-Man, and that's why I did watch it in its entirety. But I saw Ant-Man, and I think Ant-Man is what made me realize, oh, I see the formula now. Like Ant-Man's like a completely different idea, completely different movie. It has nothing to do with cinematic universe, and yet it still follows the same beats as every other movie in the universe. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're not gonna change it up here. And that's why I said, man, if Edgar Wright stayed in, because we don't know how much of his script was changed or how much stayed in. We don't know if we actually just saw Edgar Wright's movie. But I said if we had
And
Edgar
for
Wright in
those of
it,
you who don't know, Edgar Wright is the one who directed Shaun of the Dead. I want to say he directed that. I know he had something to do with it. He also did Scott Pilgrim versus the
oh
World.
no,
So
he directed Shaun of the Dead. He
did
directed
he?
Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did the whole Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
he's
I know it was. I know that was a deal between him and a couple of other people, like because
I
we're
mean,
gonna make a trilogy about the end of the world, different types of the end of the world of comedy. But
mhm. No,
basically,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I wasn't sure if
He's
he
a
was at the helm of that movie.
yeah. He's that was those were his creations, which is probably why he fell out with Marvel because he when he works on a project, it is his creation and he puts a lot of effort into it. I mean, you go watch those movies. You watch Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, uh, and at World's End, I think. No,
At World's
that's
End,
Pirates. That's
I
Pirates
was
of the
gonna
Caribbean.
say, man, what?
World. Oh shit, I can't remember the third one in the Cornetto trilogy. Something
Oh,
with
oh, oh,
End.
a friend for the end of the world, something like that.
No. That's something else.
Uh,
Something with. There's a lot of movies about the end of the
oh my
world.
God, I know exactly. It's where
uh,
they're doing a pub
Beer
crawl.
one.
They're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
a
pub
pub
crawl. Yeah,
crawl, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think
yeah,
of
yeah.
the name right
I
now
can't think
either.
of the exact name. Hopefully, we'll put it up on the screen and we'll look like
Yeah,
idiots. Uh,
yeah, right.
but but those three movies, you look at those and you watch Scott Pilgrim, you see like he has a style, a very unique style, and something different. He's not like any director, these nameless directors that join these superhero movies, and it's just
Well, oh,
eh,
you don't want
they
to.
have a following before, right? But they're not doing anything special. They're not like Edgar Wright, where they have a whole following, a
That's
whole
true. That's true.
style.
But, well, what
They,
Marvel is doing is that they're. My understanding is that they want to give newer directors a chance, and
but
I,
I don't see it. I don't. If you can't say you're bringing new directors with a
here's what I
vision
think is
and make
going
the same
on.
movies,
Here's what I think is going on. They say they're picking new directors to give new people a chance, but I think they're picking new directors so they can sort of like so
hype.
it's not like what's it called an older more experienced director like say Steven Spielberg who would say no I want to do this I want to do it this
Right.
way I want to have this idea sort of like what happened with Edgar Wright. You know, Edgar
Yeah.
Wright has a ton of experience with big budget movies. And he was probably like, no, I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. This is going to be my project. And with a newer
Hmm.
director, he'll just say, the executives will say, do it this way. And the guy will say, okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because he's
And then
not experienced enough.
But you also get the antithesis with that with newer directors when you look at like Fantastic Four and I forgot what other I'm sorry, not Fantastic Four, Fan Four Stick, and
Oh. I
and
was
I
like, what the
forgot.
hell is he talking about? And then I
Yeah.
remember that stupid logo.
Yes, such a stupid. And then Suicide Squad also, where you get these young directors. Where it's like, oh, but look, they've done good movies before, and we're gonna bring them on. And they've got a vision, and
Well,
we're
the
really
problem
cool.
with the problem
And they fight.
with Fantastic Four was, if I remember correctly, the director was just a piece of work on that movie because
Well,
he,
honestly, it went every single way on that movie. It was the
yeah,
studio's fault. It was the director's fault. I mean, that movie was just a shit show
yeah,
entirely.
and
Um,
I think that because they didn't know exactly how the characters were, because you watch the movie and you get the feeling they don't know exactly how the characters are supposed to be. You know, uh,
they tried to do the formula, but it didn't work out
they
because
tried to do a
they
twist on the formula, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
spoiled it.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Which
but yeah.
this makes me think when you're bringing up the directors, and they bring all these directors on, and they really just bring the directors on, the new directors on, because they're probably going to be more passive. It makes me think if they're doing this, is the cinematic, if any cinematic universe, any sort of franchise that's being created now that uses this formula, are we supposed to watch each movie with a new wonder? Are we supposed to watch these movies in like one sitting? There's just supposed to be one entire experience.
Well, I mean, it depends on the kind of cinematic universe you're doing, I would assume, because Marvel is basically leading the way in how to treat a cinematic universe. They're the ones who laid the groundwork, they're the ones who did it, and DC is trying to do it. They're not doing too hot because their properties are all over the place. Some of them are on TV, and the
Yeah.
TV shows aren't going to cross over with the movies, which I think is stupid as hell. Um,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets complicated there at that point. I mean, remember
yeah.
Agents of Shield trying to do the whole Marvel cross? I mean, Agents of Shield doesn't get that much viewership,
It
so
does.
like
It does. It's got
it
a
has its
decent. It's
following.
got a decent following, and I don't think
Yeah,
ABC is going to cancel it soon.
of
But
course not.
I don't think
The
that.
hardcore fans are never going to give up on any product.
Yeah,
But
but you know, and
the
it has the
DC shows
Marvel.
are good quality though.
I cannot speak on that because I have not seen any of the DC
Oh, you haven't
shows.
seen Flash or Arrow?
I
You haven't
think I
seen any
saw
of
one episode of Flash, and I was like, I don't get it. because like
What do you mean, Yogi? It's a fun
it
show.
would it seemed like a fun show, but like I don't know, it
I
just
think you'll
wasn't.
like it.
Maybe I'll give it another try someday.
I think
Um,
like it's fun storytelling. It kind of the TV shows kind of do follow the Marvel formula in a way, I guess, in a TV format, which is ironic because Marvel can't do it with their IP,
what are you
their
talking?
television IP.
Oh no,
Uh,
no, no, because Marvel, like I was saying, Marvel has led the way in how to make a cinematic universe. They've made different. They're splitting their franchises throughout different companies. You have the Netflix shows, you have the upcoming Hulu show, you have one on ABC. There's rumors of another show coming up on another channel. Marvel is trying to play its cards very not carefully, but spread them out. So
right,
they have more of a sphere of influence.
right, and that's I guess that is smarter. You have better control, and like you said, it probably is better at influencing the viewers. But I was gonna bring up earlier with speaking about like Edgar Wright and everything. Man, we got sidetracked.
Yeah, we kind of did. Oh well, fix it in
uh,
post.
yeah, right. With the Edgar Wright whole dilemma, I was gonna bring up the fact that like we did see some freedom, which I find ironic why they took out Edgar Wright entirely. Because if you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, that was James Gunn all the way. That was nothing like we saw before, which is why I said it was my favorite because it was different. I liked it. It was
Yeah,
very out there. Uh, but with Edgar Wright, I feel like he could have done the same thing James Gunn did, but I find it weird that they kicked him off entirely because James Gunn went off the. I mean, he went rogue really. Like we hadn't seen a movie like that. Now everyone's trying to copy it because they realize, oh, that's a successful formula. And I'm calling it now. Justice League is going to be some sort of mixture of Guardians and Avengers. It's going to be a mess because both of those were so successful.
I
And
think that DC is going to try and recover from Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad
you think
because
Justice League a win?
um, Justice League. I think I don't have high hopes for it because they're doing the opposite of what Marvel did, and and they don't. And like we said, they don't have a formula of their own.
Right.
So if they copied Marvel, we just had this whole stagnant, what's it called, air around these movies of saying like, okay, all superhero movies are the same. Uh,
Right.
Sort of like how the Western died out, and that could happen. I
It
think it's
could.
going to happen. There's
Right.
going to come a day when superhero movies are like the Western, and people are like, oh, no one makes superhero movies
But
anymore.
you can't deny that the quality of movies in general have just improved. Uh,
They've
Maybe
in,
except for
yeah,
they've improved in the sense where it's like we're more. I guess I don't want to say get political, but I feel like we're more aware of what we're putting out there now. Maybe you look back at movies from the '90s and '80s, and they're very, very, very of their time. and I
yeah.
feel and I feel like the reason why quality of movies have become better is because not only are we more aware, technology is caught up, but I feel like we've had enough experience from the past that we know how to do it correctly.
There's
It's almost become I guess was like a factory in a way. It's easy now. We have all the components
You
and
also
we
have
know
the
what to
hype
use.
machine that's going on,
Oh yeah, you
and
have the advent of the internet and
because
hype.
nowadays anyone who's curious about any sort of Marvel thing will just say, "Oh, they just look up on YouTube who is Thanos."
Yeah.
And then they'll find tons of videos of these nerds on saying like Thanos is the one who found the Infinity Gauntlet and did this and this and this.
Oh
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
now they're going to have this expectation of you have to do this in the movies,
Right.
you know?
So I guess what you're saying there's
And I don't
added
mean
pressure.
and I don't mean at the story of the Infinity Gauntlet. I mean like you have to take certain scenes from the comic, the
Right.
Infinity Gauntlet.
But I'm speaking more in a broad term, not just I'm taking this away from the superhero
Genre.
the superhero yeah just like in general movies in the last I want to say 5 to 10 years have just improved tremendously. You can even say since the 2000s movies have gotten better overall. but it's because there is it's not just the Marvel formula, it's a formula in general. I feel like a lot of people have realized that they can manipulate. You look back the cinema, they didn't really have anything to work off of. They just said, okay, I feel like it should be like this, and it worked. And then you look at the 60s and 70s with the wave of directors that went to film school, like Spielberg, Lucas, Scorsese, Coppola, that they learned from the past, and they said, okay, I see what they did, let me do a little nuanced approach. And then you have people nowadays, we have all that reference to go back to, that no matter what movie is made, it could be reference to that. And it's a formula that we've realized. We've had so many years
Well,
of development.
a lot of today's movies rely on just pure nostalgia.
Exactly.
You have Terminator Genesis, you have which brought up the whole "I'll be back" and "Come with me if
Yeah.
you want to live." That's what I point to. Not even Terminator Genesis, just Terminator in general, where it's all
Right.
throwbacks to the
Well,
original movies.
that series is just a constant throwback. They're just constantly. It's kind of, in a sense, going back. It's kind of like Star Wars, where they use the same lines and over as like an homage. Uh,
Yeah.
but like in general, I just feel a lot of movies.
The most recent example I can think of is Alien Covenant. What's it called? In the new short film they released, there's a
Oh, I
scene
saw what they're speaking.
where they're talking. They take a line directly from the first Alien, where the guy says, "Hey, the food's not that bad." Right as
Yeah.
someone's
What's
choking,
his name?
and they start acting like it's going to be a chest burster scene, but then it's just
Exactly.
a fake out.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
bring nostalgia back.
Could you make the argument, and this is again broad now because we're talking about past movies, and I feel like we got stuck on Marvel,
Yeah,
but
we did
broad
kind
topic.
of.
Could you? I feel like that conversation is more like the formula for making a franchise now,
Yeah.
but could you say movies nowadays in general, if you look at any genre, not just superhero, you look at the horror, you look at the action, you look at drama, you look at the romance, do you feel like it's now becoming a a series of films that are trying to shake off past, I guess, stereotypes, past tropes in a way? It's becoming, instead of being predictable, following the same tropes, it's now it's paying homage or winking at those tropes and then shaking it off. I mean, like, yeah, but we're gonna do something different, like a
Yeah,
swerve.
a little bit, because like I said, a lot of movies today rely on nostalgia. Beauty and the Beast, these new Disney remakes that you brought up are a whole thing in themselves. That they just remake what they've already done and they profit off of it. What the exception is when they do something like the Jungle Book, where they let the director do a new take on it while using elements from it. From
Yeah.
what I've seen of Beauty and the Beast, which is coming out, it just seems to be literally a shot by shot remake of
Oh, you
the
saw that introducing
the
Belle thing?
original. The
You
introducing
saw
the No, I did not see that. I should probably take a look at it actually, but uh,
it is what you said. It's basically a shot for shot thing where it's like good morning.
that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want movies to be rely only on nostalgia. It's why
Yeah.
Prometheus, for example, was considered a flop because everyone was saying, "Hey, it's a prequel to Alien," and Ridley Scott was like,
Nah.
No, it's got alien DNA in it in a literal sense because of the black goo,
Yeah.
and the metaphorical sense, but it's not directly connected to Alien.
Right.
People thought that it was going to lead directly into the events of Alien, and when they didn't see that, in fact, when the alien didn't even show up, people were like, "Oh, where's the alien?" And Ridley Scott tried to explain that it wasn't supposed to be in there, but the backlash, sort of, I feel, is what led us to get the movie Alien Covenant, because now
Mhm.
you have the xenomorph prominently shown in the trailer, letting you know, oh hey, it's back this time.
Exactly. And you see a lot of the, if you saw the trailer, correct?
Yes, I did.
You see a lot of the same references to, like, I felt like I was watching a more updated Alien, which in and of itself really isn't updated anyway. I feel like Alien was ahead of it. I feel like if we released Alien without any sort of pre uh, notions of what an alien is or whatever we've seen from like the 70s and 80s. I feel like we just dropped Alien, Ridley Scott's Alien from 1979 right now. I feel like it would do just as well and be just as iconic because I feel like that movie is ahead of its time.
It it
So all I
it
saw,
depends because it came out at just the right time when science fiction was getting traction. Because before Alien and Star Wars and that and those types of movies, science fiction, to my knowledge, I could be blowing shit out of my ass. I don't freaking know, but
no, science fiction still wasn't as respected.
yeah,
Uh,
it wasn't taken
Star Wars
seriously.
blew the door open for it.
Yeah, sort
So
of like how DC blew the door open with '89 Batman and saying that, look, Batman can be taken seriously
exactly.
instead of the Adam West Batman, you know?
So are you saying, which I actually agree with you, but I hate that thought because it's such a bad thought that nowadays you need previous IPs to just make a decent movie. It doesn't even have to be, because there's people who defend the shit out of Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad, even though those movies are not good movies. There's still
We
people who
could have a
defend it.
whole different discussion about that. They
But
come
it
up with
just
all sorts of excuses for why
exactly,
it's,
but just
it's supposed to be
just
a
be,
good movie.
but just because it has elements of past movies and it just has recognizable things, people are saying it's a good movie. You know, are you saying that's what it is now? Is that really the formula that we're gonna get? It's just
I don't
relying
know
on
because
past
if
IPs.
we're doing that, then this formula has been around since about the 2000s, the early 2000s, because that's when the whole remake boom started. You know,
Right.
uh,
But
first it
it's
was
reached peak boom.
well,
We're at peak boom
the
now.
remake era sort of ended. Now it's all about reboots. You know, a remake being and what it sounds like. Example comes to my head is Planet of the Apes, where
Uh,
they what's it called? They
no,
gave
no,
it
no.
to Tim Burton, who was going to remake the original Planet of the Apes, and we all know how that, excuse me, turned out. And it just, now we have the whole idea of, oh, well, it's been 20 years since the original story ended. Let's have this story of what the character's doing 20 years later. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I see what you're saying. I know. I'm following what you're saying, and I guess there is a difference. I guess yes, we're in a reboot instead of a remake era. I can't wait till we reach reboot,
Yeah,
but
right.
we get the triple reboot,
Well, that already
where we
happened with
just
King Kong.
God damn
There was
right.
the 30s King Kong, the 70s King Kong, the 2005 King Kong, and
I
now
feel like
we
those are remakes after remake. I feel like they're just remaking the same story.
well, King
This new
Kong.
one is probably you could call a reboot.
Well,
I don't know.
you know what Kong Skull Island is doing, right?
It's trying to make the whole universe of Godzilla.
Yeah, which I think could be the next thing, because
Monster movies, monster universe movies.
honestly, we could have a whole discussion on what could make a cinematic universe,
Oh yeah, anything.
but to make a cinematic universe, you would need that's based on a previously known franchise.
Yeah, you need an IP.
You would need lots of source material, iconic
Yeah.
things, and whatnot, and you'd need hype, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You can't really make a franchise. You can't really get anywhere nowadays if it's not some sort of reboot. And like past movies have done it. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of great iconic movies that we have that technically were remakes of old movies or a different or reboots. I guess if that term was around during the time. Like Scarface is technically a remake or some sort of reboot of the original Scarface, which is
Oh, I've heard
very
that.
yeah, yeah. We've done it before. Where we take obscure movies, but it was done as a fun thing, and it was done in a way where it's like it wasn't obvious. Now it's like, listen, guys, we're gonna take this famous movie or this popular comic or this popular character or these popular emojis, and we're gonna make a
Emojis.
big, we're gonna
Oh
make a
God.
huge goddamn movie on it because you know what they are, and you know what? It's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be great. It's gonna be good and you'll know it's good because we did the same thing in every other fucking movie that's come out in the last 5 years. But because you know these people, you're gonna like it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
So
so I feel like that's where we can end it.
that's where we can end our first topic. Okay.
Yeah.
So our second topic is what we did in the first episode of this podcast. Well, that was 2 years ago, but basically,
Woot woot.
you know, first episode. There's a 2 year gap between the first and second episode. Let's put it that way.
And the third episode.
Yeah. Right. See you all in 2019.
I'll wait for that.
But here we have a list of, in no chronological order, because I can't find one that doesn't have every single movie. But here is a list of a bunch of high-profile movies that are coming out this year. We had Logan, Kong, Skull Island, John Wick Chapter 2, 50 Shades Darker, Beauty and the Beast, Lego Batman Movie, Fist Fight, Justice League, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and so on and so forth. So we're going to take a look at some of these big movies. Possibly, we're going to possibly focus on the superhero movies because that's where we seem to tend to always go.
And that seems to be like the most popular thing to see.
Yeah,
Although I
right?
do want to touch on two movies that I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah, what's that?
So I saw Get Out the other day,
Oh, okay. And
and
it made you ashamed to be white? Are you even white?
I don't think I could be considered white technically. I guess I am white. I don't know how. I guess my ethnicity is not American, but I am white. I don't know how this works. I
I
am
don't.
Cuban. I am
Oh,
Cuban,
okay.
full-blooded Cuban, but I have a white complexion, so
And a white
I
attitude.
don't. I yeah. Well, I was very yeah. I was raised on American movies. I mean, we
Hmm.
both were.
Yeah,
So
right.
we don't know our culture.
Yeah, same.
But no, in fact, Get Out really, I feel like really attacked those. I don't want to ruin the movie, so I'm not going to really. I'm just going to give my 2 cents on it. But I feel like it really attacked those who try to make race okay. Instead of attacking the racists, I feel like it's attacking the non-racists who are saying, "Oh no, I mean we're all the same." And I feel like I feel like it was all over the place. Really, where it was making fun of everyone. It was making
Hmm.
fun of racists. It was making fun of people who try not to be racist. I feel like it was just making fun of race and making us think about race in general. You know, I do recommend it. I do think it's a great movie. It isn't scary. I honestly thought everyone says it's a scary movie. It is not scary at all.
Well, what scares us is
It,
relative.
it, right, but I mean, I watched it with my girlfriend. She's so scared of scary.
Of
She
black
cannot
people?
watch. Let me tell you, no. She's really scared of scary movies. So she was not enjoying. She was not looking forward to this movie. But she came out like she was like in it. Like it wasn't. It was a
She was
thriller, if
into
anything.
it.
Yeah, she was into it. It really is more about um, unease. I think is the word. It's not a scary movie. It's more an uneasy movie, and not just because it follows the race, but like the imagery, the way the characters. It's just a very uneasy movie, and it falls into the thriller category because there's a mystery and it's a race against time. It's a great movie, and I think it's probably one of the best movies I've seen in a couple of months.
Okay, I was gonna say. All right.
Besides the Oscar bait movies,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this kind of quality of filmmaking in a while. I think the last time I was like really into a movie like this was probably God. I wouldn't say it was 2016 at all. I wouldn't say any movie in 2016 really captured me like this.
Hmm.
I'd probably say Whiplash was probably the last movie I was
Oh,
really
wow.
into. Yeah, yeah, that's like three. That's two. Yeah, that's a while ago. But
Yeah.
that was the last movie that really I was like, whoa, and I was into. I mean, there's good movies that I liked, but this is like probably the last movie that I was like, wow, this is a really great movie, and I'm really into this. Kind of made sense that it came from Jordan Peele in
Uh,
a way. Kind of made sense because it's funny as hell, also, which is why I don't consider it that much of a horror movie. I think it's really funny at the same time. But again, it's to lighten up the mood. Uh, but yeah, I think if before we get into the whole superhero thing, which is basically going to dominate, or the remakes that are
it's gonna
dominating.
dominate the box office, not necessarily the
No, no,
quality.
I feel like the reboots and the super movies are what's going to dominate, or sequels. They're the ones that's going to dominate this year. But there's outliers out there that aren't tied to any franchise, like Get Out, and I think it's just worth mentioning to like see. I think 2017 I feel has gone to a good start already.
Yeah, yeah.
John Wick came out. I love John Wick.
I
That
can't
was
watch
great
that movie.
because of the dog.
Yeah, you know me. I
It-
can't. The minute someone in a movie says, "Hey, shut that dog up," I'm like, time to turn it off.
Oh, you actually were watching and you turned it off at that point.
Because I know exactly what's coming because I've heard
Oh
the
yeah,
stories and I'm like,
it is.
I can't watch it.
It is as painful as it sounds. It really like I remember the whole joke behind the movie was like, oh, they killed his dog and he goes to kill people. Like, ah ha ha, funny. They kill his dog and he's gonna get revenge. But then I watched the movie, I was like, oh shit, oh god, I didn't really think about what that meant, killing his dog.
Yeah, right.
I didn't really think of that.
All right,
But
what's the other
yeah,
movie you wanted to bring up?
John Wick. Yeah, John Wick.
Oh, John
Chapter
Wick.
Two.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. John Wick Chapter Two was just amazing.
Oh, you.
Is
Oh, it came
another.
out already? I didn't even
Yeah, it came
notice.
out 27. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of great movies that have come out already in 2017. Like, I feel like last year, 2016, was very lame year for movies. Nothing great came out.
Because
No sleeper.
2016 was supposed to be 2016, 2015 were supposed to be 1 year. Batman vs Superman was supposed to come out 2015 originally. A bunch of other movies were supposed to come out in 2015, but they got pushed to 2016. And I
Right.
think that if they had all come out in 1 year, 2016 would be more. What's the word? Maybe would have been more
Mhm.
standing on its own, but I don't know.
Right.
I can't really comment on that.
Well, I mean, I worked in a movie theater last
Oh
year.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, first of all, not the dream job I thought it would be.
Mm.
I mean, I did get to watch three movies, which is what I wanted to do, but it wasn't fun at all. Mostly because, and again, working at the movie theater, I watched all the movies that came out in 2016, and I fucking hated them. And I was like, I chose the wrong year to be to work in a movie
Yeah,
theater.
right.
Yeah, half the movies that came out were just not good, and then looking back the year before, they just weren't that great. I feel like 2017 already. January is the shitty. January, February is like the year where like the shitty movies come out, and I feel like
September also is where things stagnate
yeah,
because
where
that's after
yeah,
the
'cause
summer boom and
yeah,
between
yeah, it's
Oscar
like
season.
lull. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 months out of the year where it's like nothing's good coming out. But I mean, I forgot to mention this because I just saw the list of movies that come out in 2017, and I saw another one actually that was really great, Split. Uh,
Oh, with
and,
John
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. Yeah, I wanted to say
Yeah,
John Malkovich. I don't know why.
John Malkovich plays a guy with split personality. Oh, that makes sense.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, that was another good. It wasn't a great movie, but it was definitely a movie that was really entertaining, and it kind of ties into something else. It's a big twist at the end. You're like, what the fuck? I mean, half of the theater didn't get it because nobody really is a Shyamalan fan. I don't think that exists, but
oh, okay.
but nobody got it. But I've seen a lot of movies, and I've seen Shyamalan movies, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're doing a universe now.
Oh, that might have been a spoiler.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to refer what it is, but yeah, it ties in, but
Okay.
it was still an entertaining movie in itself. By itself, it was a good like suspenseful movie. I don't know. I feel like 2017 beginning of the year has already gone to a good start, which usually doesn't happen at the beginning of any year. I mean, you've
Well,
had your duds like the Great Wall. Like, who the fuck wants to see that? Like,
they were
y-
banking on China wanting to see it, and when they didn't, they were like, "Oh."
because Matt Damon isn't Chinese.
I don't think it's got to do with that. I think there were some other factors. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole story
I mean,
behind
what
it.
was it 47 Ronin should have banked around the world as well because it's a very universal story, but that failed to. I don't think people like watching movies that bastardize their culture in a
Mm,
way. Uh, I don't know.
uh,
I don't think anyone wants to see that. But yeah, so far so good with the movies. I'm trying to look at the other ones. I mean, yeah, there's duds like 50 Shades also
I
came
was.
out.
That's exactly what I was looking at too when I said
Yeah,
50 the movies that were duds. I mean, then again, the 50 Shades franchise is just not good in general. Like, we could get a
yeah,
whole debate about whether or not it's true BDSM, but I'd rather talk with a female of our species about that before I talk with
yeah.
you
I
about
don't
that.
want to step any ground. I mean,
Yeah, right.
quality of a movie, just quality of a movie. It's not. They're not great movies.
Yeah,
Just quality wise.
yeah,
But
and besides, I've already sucked your dick like at least 3 times. But
so
moving on
so
from
like
that.
so
uh,
so we're inclined to have this conversation. Uh, yeah, I think 2017 is off to a good start already, and I feel like that's kind of a shock compared. Like I didn't see that coming with half of these movies. There are a lot of sleeper hits. That's what I'm going to say. It's not the expected. It's not the movies you'd expect to do well. A lot of sleeper hits have done well this year.
Yeah, well, I think the Lego Batman movie it was a good hit because it just basically took hits at itself.
Yeah,
I heard, I haven't seen it exactly. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I'm never the full thing. I've heard it's very self-referential. I hear there's even a Suicide Squad joke in there, which it would be amazing if they did. Um,
which actually seems the way to go for a lot of movies that know they shouldn't exist. Yeah, a lot of movies that everyone's not expecting to do well, they bash themselves because
it's
they
true.
probably know what the temperature is for a movie like theirs to come out. Which I guess is funny. I guess that's what you do now if nobody really wants to see your movie. You make fun of yourself.
We have the Power Rangers movie coming out.
I
Uh,
don't get to see that.
yeah, I can't. I don't really want to see it either. I was never a Power Rangers fan, so we're gonna skip right over that one. There's one here called Before I Fall,
Mm.
which is, let's read the summary here. Loading, loading. Here we go. Uh, it came out. It doesn't exactly say, but it says it's playing right now. Samantha Kingston is a young woman who has it all: the crush-worthy boyfriend, amazing best friends, and drop-dead gorgeous looks. Uh,
Oh my God! Yes.
oh, where oh, here it is. She's reliving her day, uh, reliving the day she dies.
Oh my God! How many times have we fucking seen that movie?
I don't know. The only one I know
There's
is
been a
Bill Murray.
lot of
Is
movies.
Groundhog Day. I almost said
Groundhog
Bill Murray
Day.
Day. I almost said Bill Murray Day. uh,
Bill Murray and Bill Murray.
yeah, right. We have The Shack, which is ooh, ouch.
You saw ratings
Yeah,
for these.
right. That doesn't look like it's doing too good. We have Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which we could
Oh, I
go.
actually, I haven't heard about that.
You didn't know about this? Well,
No,
I mean, you
I'm.
obviously knew about it, but like, you didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about episode 8. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
episode
I
8.
totally forgot the name of the. They called it the Last Jedi.
Yeah,
Who's
there's.
the Last Jedi?
It could be anyone. We could have a whole discussion about Star Wars.
I mean, how many times have they said this is the last hope, the Last Jedi? Like,
What's the Last Hope? I remember A New
oh,
Hope.
A New Hope, A New Hope. Sorry,
Yeah,
A New
right.
Hope.
Jesus,
Where it's
dude.
like the one guy who's gonna bring peace to everything.
Yeah. We have Alien Covenant,
Mm.
Triple X, the Return of Xander Cage,
Oh, I'm
Get
hyped
Out,
for
which
that,
we
man.
talked about, Thor Ragnarok, which is what I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward
I'm
to Thor Ragnarok. That
I've
sounds
never got into the Thor movies at all. I don't
well.
get them.
Well,
I don't get it.
honestly, no one really has because Thor is generally agreed upon that it's the weakest in the Marvel franchise.
It is.
You
It
know,
is the
and they're
weakest.
trying to do a new thing with this Thor movie in that they're going to try and stay away from Earth. Excuse me. They're going to apparently try and stay. They're trying to bring in elements of Planet Hulk, the Planet Hulk storyline,
Hmm.
uh, and they're trying to mix it up a bit. And they say it's going to be the best way to describe it is like a buddy movie.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know. We
I mean,
have
I'm
yeah.
looking throughout the year right now, and I think from what I'm seeing right now, it kind of follows the same. I think the best movies came out beginning of the year right now. Looking through it, you got another Transformers movie. You got
Oh, that's
your
right.
oh, but you got bright side. You have another Nolan movie coming out. You have Dunkirk coming
Yeah,
out.
I was about to say that. I was actually looking at
Yeah,
that one too. Uh,
but
which, yeah.
no, I was just saying like they kind of follows the same formula. Like going through it, you have your remakes and sequels. I guess you have Blade Runner 2049. You have Jumanji, uh, which I don't even know what the fuck was the point of that.
Well, I mean,
uh,
maybe they really are going to go find Robin Williams. Maybe Robin
yeah.
Williams isn't dead. They're actually going to go find him.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Actually, from the pictures I've seen, I think they're supposed to be in the game.
oh, ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Uh,
There's Baywatch. Oh boy,
yeah.
Baywatch.
And
uh,
I saw they played a trailer for that last night at the Get Out, and yeah, I don't. It's another one of those. It's another Starsky and Hutch. This new movie coming out now, Chips sort of thing, where they take an old IP and they try to make fun of it
hmm.
and make it more mature and like, her, look at us, we're cool and hip. Old reference that you know about. Going back to our first topic.
Yeah.
Also has The Rock, so it's probably going to gross $1 billion.
There's Train Spotting 2. I
Which
have
I'm actually,
Yeah,
I'm
go
looking
ahead.
for that.
I
I'm looking
have
for that.
not seen the first Train Spotting.
Oh,
All
dude.
I know, what I think of when I hear Train Spotting is just a bunch of nerds who
Seems
go out
like
and take pictures of trains. You know, those people. You haven't
seems
heard of
like
this? These people who actually do that?
no, I've not actually heard of that. What
No,
the hell is that?
there's people who go out and like they're huge fans of trains, and they go out and they find what train is going on which track, and they go intercept it and they take pictures of it. It's literally called Train Spotting.
See, because Trainspotting is I don't know if you know. I think I've told you this. Trainspotting is my favorite movie ever. Like that is my. If I had to make a list, Trainspotting would be number one. Which
Really?
surprises. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the same reaction
Hmm.
everyone has. Everyone's like, out of every movie you've seen, that is your favorite movie.
Why isn't it
Which,
Jurassic Park?
because Jurassic Park has dinosaurs, Brian. I
Okay,
don't
we're
play with
not.
childish toys.
I'm gonna kill you one day.
You know why, Brian? Because Jurassic Park's a bad movie.
I'm gonna kill you even more now. All right.
I'm just kidding.
Moving on from your heresy, what else do you have?
I'm joking.
Yeah, sure. Keep telling yourself that.
Trainspotting is actually one of my favorite movies, and I don't know. It does follow the formula of the book because the book is 16 years later.
Hmm.
Just like I mean, 20 years later. Sorry, 20 years later, and the movie was 20 years ago. So technically, they're staying
Right.
faithful to the book because the book does have a sequel.
Yeah.
And it's directed. It has by the same director, written by the same people, same cast and everything. So
Oh wow.
it hopefully has the same magic as the first one. Probably a bigger budget, which means we'll probably see a lot more crazy spinning baby heads. Another reason you should watch the movie.
No.
It's I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be great or not. It's already come out in around the world. It hasn't come out in America yet, but I can't wait to watch it. That's actually one I'm looking forward to. And it might be shit, but
Who knows?
Who knows? It's a sequel to one of my favorite movies, so we'll see.
We
I can
have
dream.
we have War for the Planet of the Apes. I've only seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which is the one that came out in 2011. I think I saw it with you actually.
Yeah, we saw that.
Where the chimps were all going crazy and going, they were monkeying around.
Shit.
They went
Ape
bananas.
shit.
Yeah, they went bananas, and we're making all these obvious jokes, dude. Like, what the fuck is up with us?
Rise
Yeah.
was good. It's a good way to start it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dawn, but I've heard very good things about it.
For me, Dawn was good because of the fact that it was. I didn't see Jurassic. I didn't see a Planet of the Apes movie going that route. I was like, oh, okay. It's basically what the original Planet of the Apes movies should have been if they weren't so cheesy and had such a low budget.
Be careful. There's going to be a lot of people who
Oh
disagree
no,
with
no,
you on that one.
I love those movies. I own them. Like I have all the original, and I love them all because of their. For me, it's their camp value. I don't take them too seriously,
All
but they're
right.
still fun movies. But Don basically did what they should have done if they had the money for it. I don't. I feel like the hype has died down for Planet of the Apes. I can't imagine anyone. I guess it'll make money because everyone.
It'll make money because it's an established franchise, but I
Yeah,
don't
but,
know
like,
exactly, like,
I don't think it's
because
gonna make too much. Like
I
it
don't
just-
know. You never know. You never know. No one expected
But, like,
Jurassic
nobody-
World to become the third highest grossing movie of
Oh.
all time, you know?
Didn't we predict it? How did we thought it was gonna be like third in that year? We didn't think it was gonna be that it was gonna make that much that year. We thought
We
Star
did-
Wars was gonna be.
we-
No, we thought Avengers was gonna be bigger than Star Wars, and then Star Wars, and then Jurassic.
No, no, no.
World.
No. If I remember correctly, we expected Star Wars, then Avengers, then some other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it was interesting what happened. With
Yeah,
Jurassic
I
World.
didn't expect it to be that. Like I knew there was gonna be a big thing because I mean Jurassic Park's a classic. But damn, that movie sold
And
big
it's
time.
my favorite movie of all time. Just throwing
Oh,
that
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World, right?
Any
Don't-
Jurassic movie is my favorite.
Oh, I love the Lost World.
Yeah, I love it too.
I'm just kidding. Jurassic 3 is actually my favorite.
Okay. Hey, if,
I'm not-
if it
I'm not
has the
even
word
kidding.
Jurassic, if it has the word Jurassic, I think it's good by default. You could have
I'm
the.
not even kidding. That is my favorite Jurassic Park movie. I don't know why.
That
It's
was the first
technically
one
the
I
worst
saw.
one.
That was the first
Yeah,
one I
me
saw.
too.
So I can't argue. We have Spider-Man: Homecoming, which we had the whole discussion on how it's probably going to follow that formula, but you never know. Michael Keaton's in it. He's a really good actor, and while he hasn't said it's his favorite role, he hasn't said it's his least favorite role. I think he has said that he found the Vulture relatable in certain cases, but you never know.
I guess.
know.
I guess it is. I feel like it'll be a fun movie. Any Spider-Man movie will be fun. As much
Yeah.
as I hated the Amazing Spider-Man, I will admit it had its moments of fun. I don't know. I just feel like Peter Parker. And
You
Spider-Man,
hated
there's
that
those-
movie so much, you wanted to get rid of the
It
poster
had-
after it came out, and you gave me
did.
that poster because I
I
said,
gave you-
"Why is it on the floor?" Because I was so disappointed by the movie. Here, you take it. I don't want to see it anymore. You actually did that.
I know. I hated the movie. I hated it because it was so stupid, but it did have its fun moments in the sense where, Spider-Man is a fun character. Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I hated the movie, the action, I guess, was well done in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
I just found it was hypocritical because a lot of people were attacking the original Spider-Man movie for the terrible looking CGI, but Amazing Spider-Man was so obvious with its CGI. It was I didn't get it. I didn't get why that movie got a sequel. Apparently nobody else did. That's why that movie
Mm,
fucking tanked
okay.
and spawned now this Marvel movie.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now we have The Mummy, which I don't think anyone is particularly looking forward to, but it could
I
be.
didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was. I
The
feel like
only
we're
reason
scraping.
I know it's coming out is because I'm sort of on top of trailers a little bit, but
Right.
not a whole lot, you know.
I feel like we're really scraping at the bottom of the barrel right now for our theory. I mean, our theory about like everything has to be on an IP now. I feel like we're
Oh
really
yeah,
scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. Like Baywatch, fucking Mummy. Mummy was like such a. I mean, Mummy in and itself was a surprise hit at the time it came out. It's like nobody thought it was gonna be that fun
well,
or
which
that.
one? Because I remember there was one in the 50s.
No, no, I'm talking about the one from '99, the one
Oh,
with the
okay.
Brendan Fraser, I think is his name.
With the guy who
Uh,
everyone knows from 90s movies.
yeah, right.
I associate him with 90s movies, and then he just disappeared, and I'm like, where did he go?
I think it's because he like I forgot he chose not to do a certain movie or a certain sequel to a movie and decided to
Yeesh.
go with this. Yeah, he decided to go with this movie with Harrison Ford. I forgot what it was called, and that ended up being a bomb, and it just ruined his career.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I think that I remember saw something about that. Like that was the reason why he's not around anymore.
Interesting.
Uh, but yeah, nobody expected the '99 Mummy movie that to do well because again, like that movie, the original Mummy was from the '50s, and they did a whole different take on it, and it was like, what the fuck? Like that was so random, but like it was fun at the same time. It kind of paid homage to like the old, adventure movies,
Yeah, yeah.
of the olden days. Uh,
We
but yeah, I
have,
find it weird why they're doing this one now.
yeah, yeah. We have The Dark Tower, which I'm assuming is based off based off the series of novels by Stephen King, which comes out in July 28th.
I did not know that.
I don't know Jack Diddley about The Dark Tower, so
Yeah,
do
I
you?
don't know. I don't. I've never heard of the Dark Tower in my life.
Okay, well then we can't say much. Sorry, people.
I'm not a Stephen King fan. I know someone who is, but not me.
We have the movie It, which I believe is coming out this year.
Oh wow, Stephen King's gonna bank this year.
Yeah, right. We have Cars 3, which surprisingly just
Edgy Cars 3.
edgy. No, 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 no. It's like we have the Batman vs Superman music over the trailer. Dun 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 dun. Don't you remember that the Batman theme? Whenever he like did a cool punch or had a cool move, the music would go dun 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 dun
Oh, are you talking
dun.
about Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Oh, you
yeah,
were
yeah,
thinking about the Dark Knight.
yeah. I was thinking it was Dark Knight. I was like, I don't remember it being that cheesy.
No,
It's not-
no, dude. In the Batman vs Superman, I love
yeah, yeah,
that.
well, that makes
Dun,
sense.
dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun,
dun.
dun. Yeah, I remember that.
We have A Dog's Purpose, which it's about dogs, so I like that movie already. Uh, I haven't seen it, but I like it. We have
Nominated for an Oscar by Brian.
we have Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which is about this. It's got starring what's his name? The Green Goblin, Dane DeHaan, and Cara Delevingne,
There's a
Delevingne,
lot of space. There's a lot of space movies
and
coming out.
Rihanna and Clive Owen. Basically,
Huh?
it's a very science fiction movie. It takes place in the 28th century, and it says they maintain order around the universe, the government of human territories. They embark on a mission to Alpha, where diverse species share their technology and resources for the betterment of all. Uh, it sounds weird. I mean, Dane DeHaan is sort of like he's not, in
It's
my
from
opinion.
Chronicle, right?
He's from Chronicle. He's from
Oh yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he was the Green Goblin. Uh,
Mhm.
he seems more like an actor who needs others to bounce off of. I've never seen him in a leading role,
I thought
personally.
he was good in Chronicle
Well,
because
Chronicle
of
is a good movie in
there's
general.
yeah, it was just it had a good team behind it. But then I guess he was exposed in Amazing Spider-Man. Like he has the potential to do that, disturbed loner, and the Chronicle brought that out of him, and like they did it well. They were able to present that in a good way. I feel
Exactly.
like Spider-Man overdid it with that little creep factor. He just came off a little like a little prick that you just wanted to slap.
Well,
He was the bad guy. Duh, like I want to beat the crap out of him, but at the same time, it wasn't like in a way where it was like, oh, I hope you lose. It was in a way like, I hope you die because I can't stand you.
uh,
I, it's just it exposed him too much, that movie.
eh.
I don't. There's a lot of people love him a lot because of Chronicle, and a lot of people love Chronicle.
We have, oh God, we have this movie called Table 19, and the first, I can't tell if this is actually the poster or if it's just something on Google
It's an
because
Instagram
it's an
picture.
Instagram picture.
Okay, I saw the exact same thing. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not rated very well. I don't
Ooh.
usually let that cloud my judgment of a movie because I've liked some stinkers in the past.
Yeah.
You know, like one of my guilty pleasures is Hudson Hawk. You know, which is considered one of the worst movies of all time. So,
Really?
yeah, I'll tell you about that after we're done recording.
Yeah.
Uh, then we have, let's see, what else is there? There's
Kingsman, sequel to Kingsman's coming out, and I am hyped. I like that movie. I saw it for the first time over the summer, so I was really late on it.
okay.
But it came out in 2015, and I didn't see it till the summer of 2016, so I was really late on that movie. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember watching it, and it's a fun ass movie. It's. I feel like there's not that many movies nowadays that are fun, but are not fun in a formulaic way. They're fun in the sense where it's
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
they're just fucking around and you're having a good time with them. And I feel like Kingsman and Get Out, even though Get Out's more serious, are and John Wick again, but all different amounts of fun or all different intensities of fun. But they're the kind of movies that you're sitting down there like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I'm ready, I'm ready. I feel like more movies should be like do that. I feel if there was a formula to do that, I think I wouldn't be complaining about passable movies.
Oh yeah. We had the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. I mean the Bye Bye Man.
The,
I just love that picture so much. This is the people. I'm probably gonna put it up on screen, but there was this picture going around where it said, "When you won't be laughing when you say his name," and his name was the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. And I've just been laughing about that. I'm like, God damn, I'm a childish motherfucker. The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. Okay, we have Amityville: The Awakening, which is
okay.
I'm not exactly sure. Didn't they already have a movie called The Awakening, or no, The Evil Awakens, or something like that, where it's like an evil lamp or
Are
something
you
or other?
asking if there's the title "The Awakening" has been used before in a movie?
That's true.
That's
The
been
Force
used a
Awakens
lot.
with like a few words.
Yeah, right. I
Uh,
feel like that's been done to death.
it's
I'm
coming
actually
out
looking
in
at something right
June.
now.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
looking
up?
at something right now that actually I don't know if you've heard of this, the Lego Ninjago movie.
We mentioned that, I believe, yesterday or another day,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know it was coming out.
Yeah, what the hell is that? What the
Mm,
fuck?
I don't
Uh,
know. I guess we'll find out. We have Pitch Perfect 3.
I just saw that.
I
No,
wasn't a
no.
huge fan of those first two movies. Let's
The
see
Emoji
who's.
Movie.
Oh, the Emoji Movie. Yeah.
See, if it was like Lego Movie, at least had 30 years of childish wonder and some sort of nostalgia to it in the sense where it was like it's old enough where you can actually make something fun about it. It's gone through enough changes, and you probably could find a story, and it actually has some sort of deeper meaning. Emoji Movie is probably building off the Lego Movie thing because it's literally just Lego Movie replaced Lego with emoji. Uh, it's too current of a thing to make a movie about. It just makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone thinks this is a bad idea, but who knows? It could be the next Toy Story.
Ah, fuck you. Can I
I
just
couldn't say
read
that
the
with a straight
plot
face.
for really
Sure, go ahead.
Gene, the main character of our movie is called Gene, so off to a good start. A
Okay.
multi-expressional emoji sets out on a journey to become a normal emoji. What the fuck is a normal emoji? Can I?
Oh, I thought what the fuck is an immortal normal emoji was part of the description. I was like, wow,
No,
this is a
no.
kids movie, right? I was like, what are we getting to
Sure.
existential shit?
What am I?
Yeah.
Lego Movie got pretty existential, which is
Oh yeah,
probably why it
that's
was
true.
pretty
That's
badass.
true.
That was a badass movie. That was
Yeah.
a smart movie. Uh,
Uh,
The third Despicable Me movie.
Yeah, I liked the first one. Didn't see the second one or Minions, but I'm aware that everyone apparently hates Minions. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not a kid, so I'm not really into it. I don't know. I've
no,
never
no,
like.
like
I
you don't
guess
get it. There is like actual people who hate Minions so much they've devoted like hours to editing these like
I
stories
thought it
where
was a
minions get
meme.
tortured. It was a meme, but like the minion hate is very real because
Really?
yeah, there was a guy named I Hate Everything on YouTube who made a whole
Uh-huh.
video that's like 10 minutes
Like
long. I
this
want to
stuff.
say about how much he hates minions.
I mean, to be honest, I'm subscribed to him. To be honest, that's his whole MO, though. He hates everything.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but like that's just the first example that came to my head. We
Really,
have
I didn't think there was that much hate behind it. I don't know. I
uh,
didn't pay attention to it.
oh
I feel like
shit.
I feel Despicable Me is like that franchise that only exists when you were a kid. You know, like we've had
Yeah, yeah.
like if you're not that age, it doesn't really exist in reality.
Yeah, yeah. Like, okay. We have Captain Underpants, which is
Oh,
coming.
really?
Yeah, you didn't know about this? It's coming in June.
No. Oh shit! I actually love. I used to read those books. I actually
Yeah,
might
everyone did.
illegally watch that movie. I might not actually go to the theater for that, but
Shut
I'll
up!
watch
Shut
it.
up!
I'll legally find it online.
Shut up! We have Baby Driver, which I don't know what that's about. That's a talented gateway driver relies on the beat of her personal soundtrack to be the best in the game. After meeting the woman of his dreams, he sees a chance to ditch his criminal lifestyle and make a clean break, coerced into working for a mob boss. Baby must face the music as a doomed heist threatens his life, love, and freedom. It's
Nobody puts
directed.
baby in a corner. I
It's
had to do
it's
it.
directed and written by Edgar Wright,
Oh, what?
right?
Okay. You know what? You
The
sold me
World's
on that.
End, by the way, is that movie we were talking about with
Oh.
the pub crawl.
Yes. Yes, World's End. Okay. See, it's always it's there's so many end of the world movies.
Yeah,
The
right.
names kind
I'm
of
surprised
mesh.
that wasn't taken earlier.
Yeah, right. The
Oh,
World's End.
anyways, but yeah, that could be interesting. It's coming out on August 11th, and the last movie on our list here is Insidious Chapter 4, and you know how much I love the Insidious movies. You know,
Have you seen it?
I have not seen Chapter 3 yet,
You like
but
Chapter 2 though, right?
I liked Chapter 2 because it was a decent continuation of the story. It got a little silly, but
Mm.
you know, it was a pretty good movie. You know, James Wan knows what he's doing. Is James Wan directing this one actually? Let me look that
I
one up.
don't know
Uh,
actually. Didn't he
James
drop? He dropped Insidious 3 to
he
do
dropped
Conjuring 2.
horror movies in general,
Mm.
but it's being directed by a guy called Adam Robitel. I don't know. This guy's work is he's worked on The Taking of Deborah Logan, uh,
It's coming
Paranormal
out
Ac-
this year.
yeah, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, which is considered the weakest. Uh, X-Men. He did the original X-Men movie in 2000.
He
Uh,
didn't direct it, right? No, he didn't
I,
direct
it,
that.
sa- it it says
He didn't direct that. The director of the original
oh no,
X-Men was
Brian Singer. I don't know.
yeah,
It says this is just movies. I don't know what he's
yeah.
directed. I guess, uh, but he did the 2001 Maniacs, Beverly Hellbillies. I was like, what?
He's got his
What?
hand in cheesy horror.
Yeah,
I don't get the horror genre. I know that's like your favorite, your paranormal horror genre is like your
my
bread and
shtick.
butter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's your shtick. I don't get it. I don't understand. You can see the bright side of any terrible horror movie. Like the fact that you think Insidious Chapter 2 is a great movie,
I never
or
said
like
it
a
was a great
good
movie. God damn
good
it!
movie,
Don't put words
good
in my mouth. I didn't
good.
say that either. I said it was an enjoyable movie for me. I think I don't remember what I
See,
said.
I've seen because I know like in high school I used to just like watch scary movies that were like on Netflix, even the shitty ones, and and I used to go to theaters and watch like the ones that would come out, and I feel bad for doing that because honestly, horror movies nowadays have been lacking a lot.
Well, you have
Uh,
movies like The Conjuring and Insidious, which are okay.
right.
Usually, it's James Wan who does these really good horror
Yeah,
movies.
he's the one that's definitely got the eye for it
You know,
for our generation.
we had Lights Out last year, which is pretty good. I heard.
I didn't think it was great. I okay, it was a good concept, And if have you seen a short film for it that it's based
Yes,
off
I
of?
did actually, and I love that
Great.
short film.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
great.
but again, we're basing it off of a 3 minute short film, so
Right.
obviously it wasn't going to be
So
a
it had
work
to
of
be
art.
stretched out. Yeah, exactly. It had to be
Yeah,
stretched out some way or another. But my problem with it was just it was I thought that would make a good movie because I mean the short film was smart. I'm like, dude, imagine that. Imagine a girl that can only exist in the dark and she's trying to which it's been done before by the way.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen a movie like that before. I was like, oh okay, I remember where I saw it before. But yeah, she only exists in the dark and I thought that was cool and it was cool for the first 10 minutes of the movie. It really lost its steam. Like it became a predictable Ring 2 kind of movie where it's more mystery than anything else. It wasn't a scary movie anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and that's just about it.
yeah.
We didn't talk about the Insidious movies too much, but what's there really to say? Insidious is, excuse me, the first Insidious I loved because it was legitimately scary, and it did it on a small budget, if I remember correctly. And Insidious Chapter 2 was decent, a decent follow up, but it wasn't amazing. I have not seen Insidious Chapter 3, but I'm hoping to see Insidious Chapter 4 when it comes out, although I might need someone to emotionally hold me because I get scared at horror movies sometimes. I mean, I love horror movies, but I am a scaredy cat. All right, everyone.
Ironic.
Ironic. Um, that's it. That's all we got for today. Thank you for listening to us babble on for about an hour, 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. If you got anywhere you want people to find you, anything? No?
Oh. I mean, we do have a website launching soon.
We're
we'll
hoping
have it. We're hoping to have it launched soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see blogs that we've written or just recent playlists. Just a homepage to get to our different posts. We are gonna upload this. I guess this is gonna be uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yeah. This is going to
Yeah, with our original episode from 2 years ago.
yeah.
Again, see you in 2019.
Yeah, see you in 2019.
But yeah, just if any way you find this video, hopefully subscribe and we're gonna be more consistent now with these podcasts. We're gonna try to be more consistent now.
Yeah.
That we have a steady flow in our lives.
Yeah, right.
College is crazy, guys. College is crazy.
College is fun, but it's we'll figure that out when we get there. All right, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you in 2019. Take it easy.